Today I am with Michael Barr, and I am going to be asking him questions about, I guess, the things that he has learned while being a teacher. And so first, I'd like to ask you, really, what are your opinion of some advantages and disadvantages of being a teacher?
Advantages, the students. I love the relationships that I develop with students. I loved what I learned about myself and about others. I loved working in a school community. I loved being able to grow and watch students grow. Disadvantages, the salary. Although salaries, not necessarily that bad if you can make money during those other 3 months. The hours, long, disadvantage. But at the same time, really involved with things as well. So we are in the business of the heart. We are in the economy of the heart. So our hearts can be broken when we see potential in a student and they don't reach that potential. And then our hearts can be uplifted. And whenever we invest, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. And I also think public perceptions of teachers is a huge disadvantage and advantage. We all love certain teachers. We know a good teacher, but we also know many teachers that do not hold the same standard. So that society holds us to.
Okay. And many of us, when we think about teachers, we only think about the classroom.
hmm
And in your opinion, how would you shape a perfect classroom environment?
Perfect. How would I shape it, or um, you want to start over?
Hmm?
We're okay. Uh, Shaping of a perfect classroom environment is you've got to build a rapport with your students. You have to instantly build a rapport. And you do it on the very first day. Any contact you have with a student, it's about, I expect this of you. These are the expectations I have. And if we do meet these expectations, we will learn and facilitate together. Uh, so that's through a proper environment. It looks clean. It looks like it's engaged. But I also think, how can you tell a perfect classroom? I believe that you can tell in 30 seconds of a classroom, any classroom, whether education is going on or whether it's not going on. You walk in, it might be a loud classroom, it might be a quiet classroom, you can tell it's engaged. You can tell whether someone is engaged in a classroom um, instantly based on that rapport that happens between student and teacher. And both teacher and student are actively engaged in facilitating and involved with learning. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I think it does. So thank you. The last question I want to ask, it kind of goes back to your first one, where you were speaking about the good teachers and the bad teachers. And of course, we want a lot of good teachers in the schools.
hmm
But as a future teacher, uh, how do you become hired in a school that you want to be hired in?
Um, Great experience, resume, and teaching. So got to make sure you have a very clean resume. Got to make sure that you've had good experience in the student teaching experience. I think you need to be a Renaissance man or a Renaissance woman. In other words, you have to have multiple experiences. You have to show to the principal that you have actually had experience with students, actually teaching students, and successful experiences there. So resume and experience before you go in. I think you have to be aggressive and positive within your interview so that they know this is how they'll greet teachers, or teachers. This is how they'll greet parents. This is how they'll greet students. And you need to convey that as you're sitting across working with them. And I also think that you can sweeten the pie with experiences, multiple experience. Show to that principal that you are willing to be a part of the community, because no teacher is just going to teach one subject. On the secondary level, you're going to be involved in multiple things. Even if you're a math teacher, you're going to be prepared to serve on the talent committee and serve as a coach and serve, in all sorts of leadership and journalism club and all that type of stuff, because no teacher is just teaching one subject. You're teaching multiple subjects. You're becoming a part of a community and showing that you can be a positive part of that community. No elementary school teacher is just teaching their class. They're networking with 4 other teachers. And so you have to be prepared to work and be well-rounded and show that you can network well with others.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Those are the questions that I have. Maybe we'll do this again.